Hello and welcome to Talk Truth. My name is Corey Huntsberger. I've got my father, Alan Huntsberger, in the studio with me. Dad, we're going to start with our foundational verse like we always do. The earth and everything in it, the world and its inhabitants belong to the Lord, for he laid its foundation on the seas and established it on the rivers. Psalm 24, 1 and 2. Dad, why do we do that verse?
Well, because it's true, and anything other than we recognizing the supremacy of God and the rule of law is we end up having chaos. And a lot of the chaos that we're experiencing today is because people are ignoring the supremacy of God and the rule of law. And once people start getting their head around, you can't get away from that. Yeah, you still have the choice of whether or not you want to serve God or not serve God. But as a country, as a nation, and even as your personal life, things always go better when you recognize the supremacy of God and the rule of law, period.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm excited about today's show. He's been on before. We're going to have him on again. His name is Brett Oland. He's with Bow Valley Credit Union. Brett, welcome to the show.
Thanks very much for having me. Really appreciate it. Always good to be on.
Good to have you. I'm going to pass this on to Alan because Alan, I don't want to take away your thunder. You introduced me to this topic that we're going to be talking about. I'm super excited. I'm probably going to embarrass myself. I'm like a schoolgirl seeing a rock star for the very first time. I'm just so excited about what we're going to share today. Go ahead, Alan.
Well, first of all, we're a customer of Bow Valley, yep. And we have our business and some personal account in the bank, and Bow Valley has, in the history, backed up all their deposits 100% with gold. And that's what really started to get our interest, because a couple of years ago, 3 or 4 years ago now, God began to show me to get learning about gold. And so I have, and lo and behold, here's a credit union in our own province who is backing their deposits with gold. And as I was looking the other day on their website, I came across what is called e-metals. And so we want to show our viewers about a 6-minute slot here. And Brett, is there any introduction that you want to give?
Yeah, you want to tee it up?
Or
I thought this was very suiting. I looked this up, Proverbs 11:1 and Deuteronomy 25:13 through 16, condemn dishonest scales and measures, emphasizing free change. So some might argue that this implies that God dislikes fiat systems or fiat currency systems like that can be manipulated. So they lack intrinsic value, and the reliance on the trust is with the authorities, which can be abused. So I think it's very suiting that we're doing something like this, because in my mind, what the governments have been doing is dishonest in scales and measures of trade. And so really the impetus of why we did this is because we recognized that there was a problem in society, and those fair measures and trades sort of went out the window, and we're trying to bring people back to that. So.
And I'll also say this before we watch the clip. Since Alan's been talking about gold, we've had thousands of people inquire about, how do I get it? Where do I buy it? I don't have that much money to start, and there were all these questions, all these situations. And it's like you took them all and you came up with the answer. And that's this e-metals account that we're going to watch here. Watch this clip. You guys are going to love it.
What you do is you open up an account at Bow Valley Credit Union. And we've got a bunch of videos here on our website that show more details about how this account works. But firstly, you get your account with Bow Valley Credit Union, ask them to open up an e-metals account for you. So we've just got a demo account that I'm going to show you. Her name is Kendra Jones. And we're just going to show you how this account works. So firstly, we want to be able to, I'll show you some features about this, but firstly, we want to fund your account. So currently you can see that Kendra's got no gold ounces. She's got a little bit of silver, about 0.3 ounces of silver, and a little bit of cash in her account. So firstly, we're going to add some money directly from your Bow Valley Credit Union account into Kendra's account. So this is linked to her Bow Valley Credit Union savings account, and it doesn't cost anything to do this because it's basically like a transfer from another account. So you agree to the terms and conditions, and so off it goes. And take notice of Kendra's wallet balance here of $48. And once the transaction is approved on the Bow Valley Credit Union side, then this will increase by that $10 that we just actioned from Kendra's account with Bow Valley Credit Union. So with purchasing gold and silver, the name of the game is to get as much gold and silver as you can for the least amount of premiums that you can. So through this account, there are discounts with the amount of gold and silver that you can actually purchase. And so I want you to pay attention to the cost of 1 ounce of gold. So $3,800 is 1 ounce of gold. So a lot of the time, people don't have access to $3,800 to purchase a 1 ounce gold coin. So with this e-metals account, you can actually buy fractional amounts of gold or silver through this account with lowest premiums possible. You can do the same thing on the silver side, and these are actually, you can purchase physical metals from Silver Gold Bull that can be delivered, or you can pick up, or it can be stored at the vault at Silver Gold Bull. But really what we want to highlight is this trade function right now. As you can see that we have your account with Kendra, and what you want to do is buy some gold or silver within your account. And so it's a really reasonable price, very accessible to anybody. You can buy 46 cents worth of silver. There's a small premium that you have to pay per ounce on that silver, but the good news is that it's accessible to everybody. And you could do the same thing on the gold side. And so you can buy 1/100 of an ounce of gold. And so before we go and purchase some precious metals, I want you to take notice of the wallet balance. So now remember, it was $48 before. It got now funded by $10 from the Bow Valley Credit Union account, and now it's $58. And so what we'll do is buy some precious metals right now in fractional form, and we're going to buy 1/100 of an ounce. And now take notice of the price of the physical precious metals, which is the premiums on the spot price is actually lower than you would get if you were to purchase the physical metals themselves. So what we're going to do is buy 1/100 of an ounce of gold. And notice on the side here, you don't have any gold in ounces here. We're going to make that buy. And there we go. We've got now 1/100 of an ounce of gold, and your wallet balance has declined by the same amount. So say you wanted to store all your savings or some of your savings in gold and silver, you can do it this way. And then if you ever wanted to purchase something in the real economy with your debit card or credit card or checks or cash, what you can do is sell your precious metals and then add it to your Bow Valley Credit Union account. So we'll do that right now. So we're going to sell that 1/100 of an ounce of silver that we just purchased. And so notice that the premiums are 0. So when you're actually selling the actual precious metals, there are no premiums to be able to do that, which is a significant difference for if you bought it yourself physically. You would have to pay premiums both on the buy side and the sell side. So this way, you don't have to sell or pay those premiums. So we'll agree to the terms and conditions and sell our gold. And so you see your wallet balance has now increased and your gold balance has increased. And so say you wanted to buy a round of coffees for your friend. So you can withdraw, say $20 from your account, your eMetals account, and it's going to get deposited directly into your Bow Valley Credit Union account. And from there, you can use it to buy those cups of coffee. So there, off the $20 goes. Now it'll end up in your Bow Valley Credit Union account. You can either take it out as cash, or you can use it as an e-transfer, or you can use your debit card or your credit card to pay for those coffees. And the distinction is that now there is a separation between your store value, which is in your eMetals account, and your medium exchange, which is in your Bow Valley Credit Union account.
Well, there you have it. There you have it. I don't even know what to say. Dad, your thoughts? I mean,
well, yeah, I'm just writing down
on.
a question that came to my mind, and that is, when you buy the gold, like the gold seems to be going up constantly. And when I bought gold 2 years ago, a little better than, well, January of 2023, I think I paid something like $2,500 an ounce. And today it's worth $4,500 an ounce. So it's almost doubled, in 2 years. Now, in that increase of gold, if I have gold in the eMetals account, that balance will continue to rise. Is that what will happen? Or does that not
Correct.
happen
Yeah.
until you
No,
sell?
no, that absolutely continues to keep on going up, and even since I did that video a few months ago, the price was about 3,800, but you're right, now it's about 4,500, $4,600 an ounce Canadian,
Right,
for an ounce of gold. So, and that's exactly what we're talking about. Your store of value is going up, and let's not uh, mislead people. The price of gold and silver can go down, but the thing
right,
is, we find that there is, especially in today's society, they continue to print currency, and I expect the price of gold and silver to continue to go up going forward. Now this doesn't mean you should put every red cent into gold and silver, but a little can go a long way for sure.
well, if I understand this correctly, back in 1913 or 19 whatever, in the early 1900s, gold was something like $35 an ounce or something like that. And, now today, or maybe it was even less than that. And now today, like you said, it's worth $4,500. And of course, that not only shows the increase of gold, but that shows the decrease of cash money, right?
That's right. That's exactly right. And I almost think of it in those terms as that usually the way it works, and gold fluctuates up and down, but usually it'll buy you the same basket of goods 100 years ago that it would today. So that, $35 an ounce that you're talking about right now would buy you the equivalent of that $4,500 worth of goods today. So it's really an indication of how much money that the government has printed, as a result of the purchasing power of the gold has remained the same, but the purchasing power of that currency has declined significantly over that time period.
Right. The other thing is that, from my understanding on gold, it's like an insurance policy, basically. It's,
Mhm.
more than the investment. If you look at it as an investment, I guess that's up to you. But I look at it as an insurance policy. In other words, it's going to protect the funds that God has blessed me with in such a way that inflation or all of that kind of stuff is not going to eat it alive, but it's going to basically hold its value over the years.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It does well in inflationary environments. It does very well in uncertain environments. It does very well in war times. And wouldn't you know it, we seem to be having all three of those things currently right now. And that's probably why we've seen the price of gold go up so significantly over the past 18 months, 24 months, that type of thing. So,
Right.
Can you tell me about access? I mean, I love how you have this set up so I don't have to store it. I don't have to find a safe or stick it under a mattress. Where does this gold sit? If I did want to have it in my possession, can I do that? Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
sure. So we're set up as a financial institution, and we're not well set up to be storers of gold and silver. So we lean on our partners, Silver Gold Bull, to be able to provide storage services. So they store it, they insure it, they have an audit of it, they segregate it, which just means that they set it aside and it's completely known that it's Bow Valley Credit Union's members gold or silver. And so they take care of all that type of thing for you. So you're exactly right that you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to be digging a hole in your backyard and making a treasure map to find some of this type of thing. So it's all taken care of for you. And that's one of the key features of this, as well as the fact that you can basically, if you needed access to your currency very quickly, your gold and silver very quickly, you can sell it uh, almost instantly, like seen in the video. Or we've set up a program as well. You can actually lend against it. So say you have $5,000 worth of gold in that account, we can give you, say, $2,500 maybe that you need in fiat currency. You get to keep your gold, but you can get access to the currency as well. So it's another option that we provide that so people can really keep their store of value of their hard-earned savings in precious metals versus in a currency that the government can print.
Is it true? I was told that if you have cash money in a savings account and you've had it in that account now for over 6 years, it almost has lost half of its value. Is that buying purchasing power? Is that true?
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. And if you think about it, compounding interest works both ways. So you think about compounding money on the money in your account, and good luck getting more than about 3% interest on your savings account today. Inflation's much higher than that. So if inflation's running at about 8%, then your savings will get cut in half in that 6, 7 year mark. And we see that in just grocery prices, housing prices, insurance, energy, utility bills, that type of thing. We've seen a dramatic increase over the past 5, 6 years. And maybe you don't notice it just day to day or year to year, but when you look back and see what grocery prices were 5 or 6 years ago, what was a loaf of bread costing? What were eggs costing? What was milk costing? I think you'll notice a stark difference from one time to another, and that's basically your purchasing power being degraded over time. So you're absolutely right, and frankly, it's criminal in my mind that these governments use this as an invisible tax to basically take people's savings without effectively doing anything.
Well, I got to honestly tell you, I had no interest in gold or silver or anything like that, 4 or 5 years ago. Corey can tell you, I had no interest in it whatsoever. And God, I really believe through the Holy Spirit, started guiding me to reading books and looking into this in a real way. And it basically there's a book that I wrote that was written by what's his name, Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad, and his book is called Fake. And he basically talks about our regular cash money is fake money, and gold, for example, is God's money. And it's interesting how God has been getting me interested in that. And I really think it's more for, like I say, an insurance policy for, the blessings that God has given to us. And I think everybody says we're supposed to be good stewards. I find it difficult for people to show me the verse about that, but we are to be careful. And, Corey will tell me that I am supposed to be preparing an inheritance for my children. So there you go.
Well, a righteous man leaves an inheritance for his children's children's children. It's generational, Alan. So stop buying a coffee and buy a hundredth of an ounce of gold. I gotta say this. Thank you for including silver. Silver sometimes gets like it's the orphan child of the middle group. But I mean, like, I have silver. I don't have a lot, but I bought a little bit of silver when it was $25 an ounce. It's now at 36. It's not as dramatic as gold, but I appreciate that silver's in there as well. How come this is not normal? I mean, congratulations on the brainchild and you guys actually doing it. Why are we not seeing banks all over allowing this kind of simplicity happen? Because I know there's a lot of viewers that are going to be happy because they don't have a lot of money, but I got $40. I can every once in a while start putting it into gold, and watching some of that grow. Why is this not normal in today's world?
Well, and I think what it does is upsets the apple cart on their business operation. So if you're talking about moving out of a currency into gold and silver, all of a sudden a financial institution loses part of their strategy. Their strategy is really what to do is take your deposits and then lend them out to somebody else at a margin. So when you're moving those deposits from fiat currency in those deposits in, say, like a GIC or an RSP or something like that, and moving it into gold and silver, all of a sudden they can't utilize that value anymore. And so I think that's exactly why they haven't gone into that, is because it upsets their business model. Whereas our business model is more concerned about our membership. We want to see our membership do well. We don't want people in the poorhouse in 40 years because they kept on saving in fiat currency. We want them to retain that purchasing power over that 40 years. And so our incentives are much different than, say, somebody like in a big bank who's only concerned about profitability for shareholders. We're concerned about our membership overall.
That's fantastic. I got one more question. So I should look at this more like a savings account, correct? Because I think you did mention before we started recording, any kind of increase, any kind of revenue, gain, you will be taxed on it like you would on a savings account, right?
Yeah, that's correct. And unless it's a registered product, which isn't quite operational yet, but we're working on that for specifically the eMetals account. But so anytime you would sell it, there would trigger a gain or loss. You have to be careful because the price does fluctuate.
Yeah.
So and that's why I always say don't put every red cent into something like this. It's just a little bit will go a long way, but if you want to sock away just a little bit of a time, $40 here, $20 there, you can have the ability to do that and really protect that purchasing power that you have. And so I think on certain times you really have to be in multiple regions. You need to be in cash, maybe a bit of real estate, maybe some gold and silver, maybe some newer asset classes, maybe a little stocks, maybe a little bonds. So we're in such instant times, but nobody's really done this for gold and silver in the past, which is why we're really excited about it.
We got 60 seconds
You
left.
also are adding Bitcoin. How soon are you going to add that to the lineup?
Yeah, we recognize that Bitcoin is very technically challenging. I think that myself is fairly technically savvy, but I have trouble with Bitcoin. So we want to make it just as simple to buy or sell Bitcoin as we've done with the eMetals account. So we're hoping that's out here at the end of June in 2025 here. So.
Wow. Thank you so much for being on the show. And we're definitely going to have you back to have more conversation about this. We're going to go through all the emails and the letters that we're going to receive from this program, and we'll have more questions for you. But thank you, Brett. Really appreciate you. Thank you for your time.
You bet. Thank you for having me on.
What just happened? Can I just add, I mean, what just happened? I got to rewind this show and watch it again. I can't, there's no way it's that easy now. I mean, you know what? Yeah. People that talk truth have reached out to us over the years. They've asked the question. They understand that the value of, getting some medals for sure. But God just takes Brett from Bow Valley, president, CEO. I don't know.
I know.
Gives him a mind that just, yeah.
I know. I mean, he, it's amazing when you think about it, but for the first time, you actually have a banker who cares more for his customer than he does the bottom line for the bank.
That's what I'm saying. What's happening right now?
That's God. That's just God. What can I tell you?
People
I don't
are
know
like,
anything else to say, but that's God.
When you guys say God's in control, he's on the move, what does that mean? I don't see him at all. Well, here you go. Here's a prime example. Here's God doing something. A president and CEO of a credit union caring for the members, which is people that have accounts, more than the profit. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's kingdom stuff right there, man.
Yep.
That's kingdom stuff. We're giving away a free booklet called The Living Stone, A Journey of Transformation by Alan Huntsberger. It's yours absolutely free. Go to our website, gotalktruth.com, click on resources, fill out the form, get the booklet before it's gone, because Daddy is working on a brand new book, but we definitely want everyone to have this one first. Because why, Dad?
Well, because you need to develop a relationship with Jesus Christ. And our second book is called Living in Truth. Yeah. And that's what's really, really exciting.
If you'd like to help support our mission, keep this kind of conversation in truth on the air. You can't get it anywhere else. We need your support. We don't take government funds. We don't take special interest groups or lobbyists or anything like that. It's just because of the generosity of the people that watch this show that we're able to continue to do what we're doing. You can go to our website, gotalktruth.com, click on donate. That's many different ways you can give digitally that way. If you'd like to do it through the mail, you can. You can make a check payable to Heritage Christian Ministries Association and send it to 246 Stewart Grange Southwest, Suite 3260, Calgary, Alberta, T3H 3C8. All your gifts are tax deductible. And if you'd like prayer, you can call a toll-free line, 1-800-915-0056. All right, Dad, we're out of time. We'll see you guys later.
Love you.